Back at DeVos Fieldhouse in Holland, Michigan, as we bring you the American Handball Championship. The fifth place game coming up between Detroit and Toronto. Jeff Disher bringing in the fellow band member, Josh Wallinga. I was the one-man band in the seventh place game. Not that I have a problem with that.
No, from what I could tell, things were going good. I mean, I'm not paying attention when I'm on the court, but I trust Jeff. And it seems like he did a good job. So kudos to you, man.
Appreciate you. Detroit and Toronto. Toronto and Detroit both struggled over the course of this tournament at various times. Detroit, although I will say for Detroit, they did learn between game one and game two very quickly. Detroit came out flat in that first game they played on Friday.
Yep.
But they learned the lessons relatively quickly.
Yep, and we had Richard up in the booth, who is number 18 on Detroit's team, their goalkeeper. And he even mentioned that as well. And they have, they've grown to be a better team. So playing the orange and black of Toronto against the black and white of Detroit.
So you're saying orange and black is the new orange and black?
Yes, exactly. Got some Halloween up in here, guys. It's never too early for spooky time. But, yeah, we're about to get underway here. Fifth place, sixth place game. The rest of the schedule, which we will get momentarily, and I guess we didn't start yet. My apologies. For third and fourth place, it's going to be Milwaukee versus Miami Inter.
Yep.
In the championship game today at 2:15, or sorry, not 2:15.
2 p.m.
Is it 2 p.m.? I have those here. Please hold.
I do too.
1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Is going to be Pickerington, the Pandas, coming in against Columbus. So it's going to be an Ohio showdown.
And now we are underway as Detroit gets the first possession as we kick it off. So get adjusted. Julian Geiger and company advance across the timeline for Detroit. Cedric Klein out wearing number 20. For Detroit in the black and the white. Whistle goes, halt to play.
It's going to be a travel.
And a change of possession.
Jeff, I don't know what you did to the score by Toronto. I don't know what you did to the stand here, but this is moving so much more smoother than earlier. It is amazing.
I can't take credit for that.
Another goal scored by Detroit. And
1-all our score in the first minute.
Yeah, it's so much smoother, less jittier, which I guess better late than never, right?
You know what? I'll take what I can get. No, Toronto with possession as Panelé brings this on. Jacob Smith wearing number 5. Or actually, Jason Miller is 5 in the orange jersey. Miller tries to go cross court. Does. Whistle halts play.
Also a good save by Hexeth? Jeez Louise. Richard. Hesketh. Mr. Bruce.
Careful. Speaking of goalkeeping, no, I'll save that for next stoppage. And you were denied the opportunity, or actually you were denied the opportunity to sub with Tristan Malatrat in that 7th place game, and there's a funny story behind that apparently.
Yeah, so let's see what happens here with this. Stoppage again.
Out of play.
So basically what happened is just like in, I believe lacrosse, there's a line, and you have to sub through the line. So what happened is the player coming off the court has to step off the court before the other player comes on.
Yep.
Tristan stepped on before I got off, and talking with him and kind of bantering him and giving him a little bit of crap, he thought that I had already come off of the court, and so that's why he stepped on. So So sad, too slow on my part, and Tristan is quick on the gun as usual. But that was why there was a 2-minute penalty, and I had to unfortunately take that 7-meter.
And the tendy can't serve that 2-minute.
You can, but you really need a goalkeeper that's trained in goalkeeping. Good save.
Speaking of trained in goalkeeping, what a kick save.
Yeah.
And a save with the valuables, or with the Toronto goalkeeper. That would be Andy Dangvu.
Yeah, he's been having a really good tournament too.
Shot for Detroit, and Geiger goes by the wayside, and Detroit keeps it in their attack. As it is 1-1 early stages, first half.
Yeah, pretty, some mistakes on both sides. I think Toronto it looks a little smoother than Detroit does currently. Detroit's thrown the ball away a couple times. I mean, to be fair, Toronto has as well. But Toronto is setting up their defense or offense a lot better than Detroit is currently.
And speaking of setting things up, Toronto doing the business around the 9. Miller goes down low to Panelé. Miller regains. Panelé slightly mishandled. That ball overthrown. Our good friend Paige Armstrong from the land of 10,000 handball courts and 10,000 hockey ponds wanted to say go team Minnesota Team Handball and thank both of us for doing what we do up on this end.
Yep. Thanks, Paige. We appreciate it. You and all your support. Josh is a treasure to the team. You are a treasure to Josh, as I see consistently on social media. So thank you for your support, and thank you for tuning in this morning.
Glad to have all of you with us as we crossed over double digits in the second half of the 7th place game.
So 5th place.
No.
We
crossed. Right.
Oh, yeah.
We crossed the double-digit viewer mark in the second half of the 7th place game.
You know, I was off in my own world, so I was not paying
attention. It's okay. That's why I'm here to plug the leaks. I'm like a goalkeeper.
Yep, there you go.
Shot and a goal for Detroit.
Yeah, 2-1. Pretty close game.
2-1 Detroit. Was expecting it to be this close.
Yeah, maybe a little more higher scoring. Maybe 3-4 apiece.
Yeah.
However, mistakes happen. Ooh, good movement by the pivot.
Almost a high shiver with a forearm.
Yep, line call there.
As Detroit regathers, save Dangvu, headshot Dangvu, I believe, as he needs to take a second to compose himself.
Yep, that was. Yep, that's going to be a 2-minute. They changed it, so now anytime a goalkeeper gets hit in the face, it's going to be a 2-minute penalty. Very good save, though. Very good getting up in his face, and unfortunately his face took the ball. But, you know, it happens, and he's walking around. He's giving a thumbs up. He doesn't look like he's wobbling or anything.
No,
so.
He looks smooth.
Yep. Might have a black eye. I had one of those in practice a couple months ago because of a similar situation. But yeah, here we are.
Toronto with the ball after the inadvertent headshot, leading to a man-up situation for Toronto.
Ooh, he needed to pass that there. He needed to move the ball around. Since he did do the dribble, he only had 3 steps. He took 2 and then shot, but he knows that. He's like, my bad.
Detroit with possession as they come back across the timeline, and a shot by Cedric Klein goes by the wayside. Unable to control would have been Raphael Burkhardt.
So another thing, too, is if a player in the court hits the face of another player in the court, that is not a 2-minute penalty.
So if I forearm, if we're on the court together and I give you a forearm shiver with my right hand, my right arm, that's not a 2?
Well, that's a 2, but if the ball hits you in the face, as in you throw it and shoot, and the ball hits me in the face. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, good idea to clarify that. Otherwise, people would think this is MMA, and this is not, in fact, MMA. or boxing or WWE. Although there was a great play that Isaac had earlier where he picked the ball up, flipped it, and almost did the whole soccer throw, which was pretty sweet.
That would have been awesome to see. I've seen soccer players over the years do a full cartwheel on a throw-in.
Yep. Even strength for Detroit now.
As players are back, they hack at the 9-meter, and the whistle goes. Toronto with possession as Dang Vu will restart. 6th minute